pretty quickly dawned on me that if we're going to be together, then my traditional image of an academic, of a history teacher, of looking for that tenure spot at a university, directing graduate students, that trajectory, if I wanted to be with my wife and have a family, wasn't going to work for me.
People still kind of expect that men are going to have a job, that even if the wife has a career, there's still a strong expectation that males are going to have a career, that they're going to produce income. You'll even see with a lot of couples, they might even strongly believe that each career is equally important, but you can see this in different kinds of ways in research, that if the male doesn't have a good job or a good job going, men are even much more reluctant in that circumstance to even want to get married, because it kind of affects maybe more, because of history, their identity of who they are and what they bring to the marriage, and how they feel in terms of what they bring to the marriage.
I became deeply depressed in Virginia. And
why did you become depressed? I mean, why?
Well, moving to Virginia, moving to DC, there's jobs galore. The recruiter, recruited me as much as he recruited my wife. You're joining the Air Force family. There's all these opportunities. Yes, you're a historian, you're a history teacher. There's military history jobs abound. And of course, once you get past that initial excitement and see past what the recruiter's trying to do, I'm not trying to cast dispersions or anything, but it is, he has a job to do. And it was not easy in Virginia, especially at the time. Was just after the economy began to go, and finding work in Virginia was not easy, especially as a milspouse, because we were moving. And to make matters worse for me, and I'm trying not to blow my own horn about my education, but for many of the things I was way, way, way overeducated and overqualified. And at times I found myself just removing degrees from my resume, to the point where I applied for a part-time crossing guard in my community and didn't even get a call back. And this is not to say that being a full-time milspouse or stay-at-home dad, house husband, it's not a bad thing. Please don't misunderstand me. But I like to. As men, we're trained to feel being useful is going out and working and providing, and that's been one of the challenges.
They have a situation now where if she's a long-standing career-oriented military person, so then she, by definition, has a strong career orientation. So she's thinking long-term, she's investing in that way. And let's say he has a strong career orientation also, as well as this kind of legacy of this expectation that men should be contributing financially, regardless of whatever else they do in the marriage. The dynamic, though, now that couple has to deal with, where he's a civilian and she's in the military, is her career necessitates that he make compromises in his career. He can't take some of the kinds of positions he could take and plan on that working out well. That's a tougher kind of place to fit in. That's a difficult kind of place to fit in terms of finding that round hole for the round peg, so to speak. So there's a lot of challenges here, both on the identity level and then just the reality.
I want to be more than just the stay-at-home husband or the stay-at-home dad. We don't have kids yet. We're going to be working on that soon. And I think part of it, and I'm not going to speak for everybody, obviously, but for me, my wife and I have such a good partnership that not only as a man do I want to feel like I'm providing, but in this partnership, I want to be providing more. And I see how hard she works, especially as a therapist in the military. I can tell how hard she works. And I'm happy to provide the environment at home for her to come home and relax and just hopefully let the day go away after a little while, cook dinner for her. I want to be providing more so she doesn't have to feel like, well, I'm the only one working. And I know, as try as she might, I know it's got to happen. I know she has to have felt that at times. And it's no fault or anything like that. It's just, I think, life. And so I'd like to try and, I know, perceived or not, I'd like to help with that burden.